browsed through the rows to see if anyone had any questions. One of the boys in the front row groaned, rolled his eyes, and raised his hand in the air. "This thing won't open. The handle is all wonky." Mrs. Abbott held her head up and muttered under her breath. In a high-pitched tone, and with an almost ghastly smile, she wandered over and tapped the book. "Did you read your instructions?" The kid's frown transformed into tight-lipped irritation. "Of course I did." The woman's expression remained frozen like a robot, which was probably why they called her Robot Abbott. "Okay, then. Read it again." Stephanie lowered her head to her own book, but shifted her gaze to look at him. He pouted and picked the book up again, and read frantically at first, before he slowed as he reached the relevant section. He pursed his lips and glanced at the handle, and then back at the book. Hesitation paused his hand in mid-reach, but he continued, grabbed the handle, turned it to the left, pushed in, and turned it to the right. The door hissed slightly as it opened and raised the pod top. He folded the instructions and tossed them on the seat before he glanced up. Quickly, Stephanie looked away so he wouldn't catch her watching him figure it out. Again, she had to force herself to hold back the grin that tugged at the sides of her lips. The kid grumbled, took hold of the handle, and hauled himself into the pod. "It's not as if someone like me will be accepted anyway. This is a waste of my time." Stephanie forced her concentration onto the instructions in front of her. She couldn't let the naysayers and entitled kids into her psyche. The instruction manual had a different picture on the front than the one she had at home so she could prepare. From the instructions it provided to open the pod, they seemed to be exactly the same, though. She put the manual down and rubbed her hands together, stepped toward the handle, and grasped it firmly. After a slow, deep breath, she whispered under her breath, "This is the big one. Don't screw it up." She turned the handle left, pushed it in, and then right. The compression of the space inside hissed slightly. As she raised it, butterflies fluttered through her chest. The odor of leather fabric on the seats, mixed with an old floral scent, hit her senses. It smells like my grandmother's old car. Maybe that's a good sign. I'm gonna take it as a good sign anyway. Quickly, she slid into the pod and gripped the handle. She spared one last look at everyone else entering their machines before she closed the door firmly. As it latched, small lights along the edge of the ceiling illuminated the inside in a soft glow. The screen flickered on, and several buttons lit up in different colors. She knew from the booklet not to mess with any of those, unless instructed to do so by the administrator. In the silence that followed, she began to wonder if she had forgotten to do something. Suddenly, a calm female voice spoke soothingly through the pod. "Welcome, student. Are you in need of instructions?" Stephanie released her smile and said cheerfully, "Of course." The female voice, slightly robotic in nature, continued. "Excellent. Please lie flat on your back with your hands folded on your chest." She glanced at the pod bed, a leather-covered foam with an indentation for a human body. A small pillow was attached where her head would go. Slowly, she lay back, crossed her ankles, and made sure she was good and comfortable. "Done." "Excellent," the voice intoned. "I am a second-generation VRZ-201 training module. I am a little older, but well taken care of, and will be able to help you acclimate to the training scenario. Now that you are vertical and comfortable, we will move on to the next step." Stephanie nodded. "Right. For the next part of your preparation, we will administer a small injection on the left side of your neck. This will release a specialized serum that will allow my technology to speak directly to the receptors in your brain. It is one of the vital parts of the new immersion headset-free virtual experience. Please relax."